To discuss all of that, Peter McGuire joins us from XM Australia. Thanks so much, Peter, for making time and speaking with us. Just ahead of the Jackson Hole Summit, a few of those minutes from the US Fed were fairly dovish, and I think that's the reason dollar had taken quite a bit of tumble. It's what, at a one-year low already? Where do you see it headed next?
Well, Anisha, lovely to join you. And I tell you what, it's had a big sell-off, as you've seen over the last couple of days. And it's, edging very close to that 101 sort of flat number. I wouldn't be surprised that it actually hits into the hundreds. So, it was a 102.50. And then all of a sudden, all the hot air just came straight out of it. And now I think it's just in a little bit of a free fall. So I'm expecting further softness, maybe over the next 24 to 36 hours.
Okay, so that was about the dollar, but it's having an impact, of course, towards other metals and commodities as well. Case in point being crude, from that $80, which had become the benchmark of sorts for a longish period. Now it's down to 76.
I know it's had a very solid sell-off, and I mean, it's been a great market to short, and that's been very, I think, enjoyed from a trading perspective. You've seen, I think, fairly weak demand if you're looking at the global picture, Eurozone, certainly with China, and with looking at the likes of the US. So all of that taken into consideration, even with those revised job numbers there, that's quite damning. So I wouldn't be surprised for WTI to probably maybe a 69. I mean, it's sitting at the moment 71.70, and you've got just under 76 for Brent. Maybe there's a couple of dollars to be actually taken out of it yet.
Hi, Peter. Good afternoon. This is Vinni joining in the conversation as well. Other than that, let's talk about gold and silver, right? I think we've spoken previously also how silver is also picking up that pace and, seeing that run up in momentum. Every time there's anything, you see silver shining equally as gold is. Is that something you see continuing? And, do you think silver too is becoming one of those bets when everyone goes to more of the safe haven side like gold was?
Absolutely, Vinny. And I tell you what, when you're looking at this, is just for all the traders out there, and it's something that everyone needs to be mindful of, the gold to silver ratio. Looking at the moment, it's at about 85 to 1, roughly. You're just under $30 for an ounce of silver, and you're nearly at $25.50 for an ounce of gold. So you just do the math, and it's about 85. I wouldn't be surprised for that to narrow over time leading into the end of the year. And I feel as though that there's movement up there for as far as silver to take another upward leg, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's significant. So silver's a very hot market to follow, and I think that and gold are going to be the place to be over the next couple of months.
Silver is clearly very hot right now, but what else, Peter, are you witnessing right now? Any interesting spaces with industrial metals, agri-commodities, anything else that deserves mention?
Well, Anisha, if you're looking at, I've got to keep an eye on copper. I mean, it's at 9,200 odd. You're at nearly 9,260. It's been very, very wild in the sense of volatility. It was down at that 8,800. Now it's bounced. It's been a one-way ticket as far as iron ore prices. They just seem to be, having all the hot air kicked out of those. Keep a close eye on tin as well. And I think aluminium, there might be a little bit of move to the upside, but copper would have to go on another leg up for that to be materialized. And at the moment, I'm not sure whether you're going to see anything across that base metal sector that's really going to, stimulate from a trading perspective opportunity to profit from it.
Okay, so let's see whether we're able to kind of profit from that opportunity or not. But clearly a lot of action, Peter. I think that you're in midst of, and clearly commodities right now is a lot more heated up than equities are, right?
Well, I think so, but you can't take your eye off. I mean, when you're looking at it, the US stock market nearly at all-time high. The NASDAQ, Dow, S&P. I mean, S&P would only be 0.5% from an all-time high. So it had a nice leg up overnight, 0.42. I think that the, US equities, let's just see what happens as far as Jackson Hole. And are they going to cut 25 or 50 basis points? I'm erring on the side. I'm probably going out there on a limb, but I think it's more going to be 50 than 25. And how that positions itself over the rest of September, naturally leading into October. So, it could be for every trader out there, be mindful as far as hedging positions. I think that's very important.
Absolutely, Peter. Thank you so much for having a chat with us and joining in with us this afternoon on ETNow. It's always a pleasure having you on the show.